quite tight under here. I don't know if you can feel that when I,
Yeah, I can.
you know.
I give up. I give up.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you find my jokes get annoying after a while? I'll just have a breather. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And I deeply appreciate this. It's really helping.
Yeah.
And you just put your hand on it. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah,
That's fucked.
no, it's kind of like the
Yeah.
whole body. It's like your whole body needs a renovation. You know?
Yeah.
And that's why when people come in for one treatment, they're kind of sometimes it's like they're expecting me to do too much and them to do too. You know, like it's like once you fucking see what's going on, like even with your body, and you lead a healthy lifestyle. It's not like you fucking smoke. You know, you've been a vegetarian for fucking 50 years or something. Don't smoke, you know, and yet you're still fucking tight. You know, and you haven't had a divorce or anything, right? I mean, you know, and no fucking kids. You know what I mean?
It works.
Yeah, and yet your body's still tight as shit. You know?
Yeah.
So you know, but the good thing is that you're not very toxic. In terms of you're not like if you were a cigarette smoker and I couldn't work you like this because so much toxins would be released you'd actually want to throw up.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'd have to go a lot easier on you. Or if you were, and also on junk food. You know, like I've massaged people on junk food and they can't handle anything. It's like, you know, at least you're handling it quite well. You know, I mean, you know, it's you're very tight, you know. Your body's kind of actually strong in its own way, you know, because you're eating healthy. So I can get in deeper. I can always get in deeper on somebody that's healthy. But yeah, I gotta always watch out if they're on a lot of pharmaceuticals, if they're on a lot of, like, especially cigarette smokers, you know. It's like, you know, you gotta be so careful because they'll feel like absolute shit the next day because it's because of the toxins straight up. Like toxins can be stored through all your body, and especially where there's tension. There's toxins usually. Toxins hang out where there's tension. So you break up this congestion of tension, and then all this fucking toxic shit comes up. You know. But if you're not putting those toxins into your body, the only toxins are naturally generated stress toxins, you know? So we do generate toxins that are our body, but they're nothing compared to cigarettes in particular. But also junk food, you know? Processed foods and all that kind of shit, you know, they put a lot of toxins in. But the most toxic guy I ever worked on was a guy that was a panel beater. I don't know what the American term for a panel beater is. A guy that fucking works with cars. So he was working with lead-based paints, and he would breathe it in. And as soon as, within 5 minutes of me working on him, his whole body would be vibrating and shaking. But it wasn't the same as an energetic release. It was some sort of energetic release, but it was his toxins, you know. And he was very toxic from those paints. You know? So some people are, you know, working. You used to do floor sanding, though, didn't you? Yeah. Did you wear a mask and stuff, or? Sometimes, not. Yeah. And some of those, you know, I mean, they're different. You can get less toxic ones and more toxic ones, right? But you know, like people that work in bloody nail salons, you know, they're breathing in that shit. Painters, you know. There's toxins, you know, in our environment. People that live in a big city, you know. I mean, like they're even in India and places, they're showing that people living in New Delhi have 10 years less life expectancy, you know? So, the thing that, you know, we got to be careful of, and anybody at home practicing has to be careful of, is overworking a toxic person, because the kidneys have to process that. I mean, you know, the body has to process everything I'm stirring up, you know? So when you're on a clean diet, it's not going to overwhelm your kidneys, it's not going to, and then it's going to be emotions that are going to come up, you know, like especially if we completely renovate your body in a few days, you got a lifetime worth of fucking emotional shit. That if there is, which there probably is, because we're talking about anger and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and underneath anger is probably sadness. So there's something, and that seems quite deep, more like childhood. That's what I'm thinking. Not that I know, you probably know, you know?
Yeah.
But it's buried
Yeah.
under this shit, you know?
Yeah.
So then you might find that shit comes up, not even, sometimes it's not gonna come up during the treatment, but after. You know, you might go for a walk and all of a sudden just start to fucking either feel angry or feel sad. Or cry. And it's not even like a deep sadness, because it's like sadness that was within you coming to the surface and coming out. So you actually feel sometimes happy deep within, and the sadness is actually coming out of the body. That's why I'm never scared of people having emotional releases, because it's better out than in. Because if it's in there, it's not going to do a person any good, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So I've seen some really intense emotional releases, you know,
Alright.
really deep sadness come out of people. And really, I had a lady actually in a course recently, and she was raped by her priest when she was 6, and all of her sisters were, and she had to shut up about it. She's like my age, a bit older, I think between mine and your age. The fact that when I worked her tummy, she had such anger and sadness come out, and it's all about being repressed for that, from that rape, you know? And especially it fucked her up spiritually because
Yeah.
it was her priest,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Somebody misusing their position as a religious, you know, it's kind of one of the worst crimes, you know, to, you know, abuse people in the name of God,
Yeah.
you know? But she felt so much better after she left the house.
Oh, yeah.
It was ugly to look. It was hard for everybody in the room when she was screaming. I'll show you the, you know, it's a private video. I haven't posted on YouTube. She has a good information. But it's like, it was hard to be there. You had to be like, it's like I call it being the eye in the hurricane, you know? You got this fucking intense shit and you got to be able to be stable while this person's going through all this stuff that happened, you know? Could have happened 50 years ago,
Yeah.
you know? That's what's sometimes hard about the work, you know? But it's still, you know, I'm there, that's what I do, you know?
Yeah.
My mission, you know? But anyway, that's just the shit, you know? I could write a book about the shit I've seen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel? Do you feel like you're ready for a bit more?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? All right. Deep breath. Yeah, sometimes they can get a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, this little toe curling up under here, that's just not good.
Yeah. You can straighten that out.
Mm-hmm. That's what good with this one. Oh, that's good.
That almost breaking feeling.
Doing well. Good breathing. Yeah, see, I mean, a foot like this is like, you know, like a 5-hour job or something, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Also, because it's so tight, you know, it's just like I gotta, it's not, like I could get into it. But you would find it uncomfortable, you know? You know, and I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, you know? Doing well. Doing well. I feel how this joint is like really. Take your breaths. Oh, gotta process. I always say, you know, it's kind of like the regulating factor of how much we can release is how much a person can breathe into, cry into, scream into, you know, fart into, burp into, whatever the type of energy is going to come out.
Ah.